Hello everyone, welcome back to Sade's Tarot Tea. So today guys, I am so excited to do an updated reading on Rihanna. Oh my god, how long has it been since I've done an updated reading on her? It's been a minute, you know what I mean? So a lot of stuff has been happening with Rihanna. She recently released her line for Fenty, another extension of Fenty, it's called Fenty Hair. So congratulations Rihanna, I'm so excited for her. This is going to be the woman can't get any more richer, but the woman has been incognito in regards to her music, and ASAP has come out and said, that she is working on music or something. He tried to cover for her or make jokes about it, like, yeah guys, she's coming out with music, don't worry. So we're all wondering what's going on with her music, so I want to pull on that. Rihanna has also had 2 kids since I've read on her. I believe I did see her being a mom. I can't remember. I will have to go back and look at my other Rihanna readings. Hey you guys, so I just wanted to cut in, of course, and show you guys 2 clips real quick of me predicting. I did this reading 4 years ago. Unfortunately, I never got to revisit Rihanna and ASAP's energy after, it come out that they were dating and stuff like that. So I went back and watched this reading, and I picked up that Rihanna was getting into like a new relationship, but you guys will see that. And I was picking up on ASAP, and I didn't realize it because I don't even know if ASAP was blowing up at this time. I didn't even really dive too much into this energy, as well as her being pregnant. You guys will see that I mentioned if she would be a mom ever. And I didn't say this for like no reason, because I didn't get a chance to read on it. And I'm so sad because I probably would have been more clear on her being pregnant. I just mentioned it. I was like, I wonder if Rihanna's ever going to be a mom. And usually when I do stuff like that, like, it's because there's something to that, which is your intuition, guys, ringing at you. So listen to that voice when you hear that. But yeah, so I predicted her kid or kids, I don't know, because I didn't dive into the energy, but I did see Rihanna getting pregnant. And then, as you guys will watch, I picked up on her having like a secret marriage with ASAP. So I didn't realize that had already come out, that people had said that they had a secret marriage, which I was like, oh shoot, like people have already been talking about this. So you guys will see me pick up on a secret marriage possibly between ASAP and Rihanna. So just wanted to mention that I didn't dive too heavily into this energy, especially because at this time I wasn't reading on celebrity couples. I did read on celebrities, as you guys know, but I focused it more on who they are and their career. But now I read, celebrity couples. So I wish I would have dived more into, Rihanna being pregnant and ASAP. So anyway, guys, I'm going to shut up and let y'all watch this prediction I did 4 years ago. Make sure you guys, go back and watch that reading. I'm proud of it. So here you guys go. Bye. Not recently, though. Not recently. Oh my god, Rihanna's so funny. I don't hear any. She's like, not a damn thing. Not a damn thing, girl. That's what I heard. I feel like Rihanna's talking to someone. I feel like I do see a guy coming in for Rihanna. I wonder if Rihanna will ever have kids. We'll have to pull on that. But I do see a guy coming in for Rihanna that feels like he's all business, and she's gonna be she's gonna be like balancing her work life with her man's. She's talking to somebody else, guys. I feel this other male in her energy. Feeling like her and her ex are over. I do feel another man in Rihanna's energy, but I don't think they're that serious yet. So he feels, or coming towards her. If she hasn't met him yet, I feel like she's already talking to him, though. I'm gonna say that. She's already talking to this guy. So I don't know who this guy is, but he said he looks black to me. He could be mixed or just dark skinned. It was supposed to come out a lot sooner than it's been coming out. Yeah, it's gonna be a minute, guys. I can't get a time span because she's up in the air about it so much. Like, one minute she wants to release it, and I feel like she's focusing on her Fenty Beauty brand. I did say that more expansion would come from that brand. Like, I do see her extending I mean, I do see her putting more work into her Fenty brand. I see that really, I feel like down the road, I actually hear she's gonna sell it. She's gonna sell it for like a lot of money. Ooh, this shit, her Fenty brand is gonna be worth so much fucking money, guys. Like when she does sell it, it's gonna be worth so much. And I do remember seeing like her being in a long relationship and getting married and stuff. So I'm really excited that that's been happening for her. So I want to pull on her relationship with ASAP and see how they are, see where their energy's at, where Rihanna's energy's at. So yeah, guys, we have a lot to pull on. So get your snacks and your tea and let's pull with Sade's Tarot Tea. So before we get started, guys, I just want to remind you, if you would like to book a personal reading with your girl, please DM me at Sade's Tarot Tea 92. And if you would like to see more, click the subscribe button, hit that notification bell for when your girl pull up, ding ding. Okay. And guys, I did something new to my hair. I don't know if y'all could tell, like there's some color in my hair. So if you see, if you're like, what the heck, Sade, is there color in your hair? Like, yeah. And there's been a cut because I came on my camera looking crazy with my strands of hair. So your girl was looking crazy for a minute. So got a haircut. But yeah, guys, I am super excited to pull on Rihanna. She's, like I said, has been incognito for a minute. Well, not really, kind of. But I want to go ahead and see where her energy's at. And, you know, where ASAP's energy's at. I'm pretty sure, like, both their energies are going to come out. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get started and see where Rihanna's energy is at. And then I also have some questions that we'll get into. Okay, guys, so far I'm a bit confused by Rihanna's energy. I feel like she's having some inner struggles with her own identity or maybe success in some ways. Like, she definitely has been doing very well as far as branching out in her businesses, but I'm seeing that there's something that, or a few things that she's not quite satisfied yet, but they've been kind of like going wrong, like in her company or in her different business ventures. Not saying that she's completely, this could be other areas too where Rihanna's not quite happy with where her energy, where she's placing her energy, or certain things that get highlighted. This could just be how she feels about the industry, like how people just are focusing with her on the wrong things and they're not putting their energy towards like her businesses. She's trying to figure out how to brand herself a lot more, how to get people to, how she can make her partnerships with her personal life work towards her branding. Because she's not liking the direction in where people are paying attention, like where she doesn't like where people's focus is or her place in the industry. Like I don't know if it's, maybe she's having some form of an identity crisis or something and she's trying to hide it, allegedly, guys. Yeah, I don't know why I'm getting this from her. I feel like Rihanna wants to come out with more, she wants to openly talk more about her relationship, or maybe like she's been silencing like ASAP from doing like music of some sort or doing something right now. Like they're trying to like lay low about something. Guys, I got a weird message. So Rihanna is trying to figure out where to market herself better. Even though she has a really good handle on like her business, she feels like she really wants to expand it more, and she's not satisfied with allegedly with certain ways that her deals are going, like Fenty Skin. Like she's kind of like, it's either in Fenty Skin or her clothing. Like they're trying to figure out what direction to go with it in and where to like place her with her Fenty brand. So I'm seeing that there's starting to become problems with her Fenty line now, which is something I didn't think I was gonna see with this. So they're doing like a lot of rebranding, which is, you know, partly why she wanted to do Fenty hair, because she's realizing where the market's heading as well, and so she's trying to, yeah, she's being guided to switch up her branding a lot. I feel like she's still going to keep a lot of, you know, stuff with Fenty because she's not doing horrible with it, guys. But there's some stuff that she's really having to there was like some type of shakeup in her branding, and she needed to like fix it by expanding it more. And she was like beginning to start to lose like some type of like she was beginning to lose money. Like, what the heck? I'm really surprised, guys. Like, I hope this I'm really surprised because she's been getting like other partnerships, other brand deals. So you wouldn't like see that, but my truth card is saying that there's been a lot of like problems with like her being satisfied. Maybe she's just being picky with, is she trying to sell her brand, guys? Do we know that if Rihanna's trying to give part of her brand away or partnership with somebody else? Like, it's talking about that she's not happy with the way, like the direction of where her Fenty brand's starting to go now. Like, she's not happy with it. And she's looking for people to like help her with, you know, they're having a hard time keeping up with the market. I'm really surprised, guys, to see this. What the heck? Because what's throwing me, because at first I was like, oh, her brand is doing good because she got my partnerships and my truth card in the upright. And then she even got my spiritual strength card, right? So I was like, oh, that means, you know, she's signing really good, you know, partnership deals. She's aligning with the right types of contracts. She's getting the right types of sponsorships, and her marketing team is doing good, you know. But they've been struggling with that, and they've been having to, like, my universe and light card are telling me she hasn't been happy with the direction that they've been wanting to go. Also, too, I feel like she hasn't been wanting to put a lot of her passions into certain things anymore. Like, she's just realizing, okay, this isn't me. I feel like with Fenty, her makeup brand, I feel like she's good. But with her clothing, I feel like it's her clothing. The shoes, I feel like, are fine. But it's something with the clothing and then the Fenty skin. And she had something else. Was it Fenty skin was doing good, but it's starting to, like, I don't know if they switched up the formula or something, but it's not getting as much traction as it was. But with her makeup, she's doing good with that. But they're trying to, like, figure out where to rebrand her again to get people interested in taking her seriously when it comes to, like, her, like, hair, the beauty area. Definitely, Rihanna, that is where you thrive. That's definitely where you thrive. The skincare, I'm seeing some problems with that, guys, and like the clothing part of it. I'm seeing some problems with the marketing in that, and they need to focus more. They need to focus Fenty more as being, man, how do I say this? Like, they need to just focus the branding more. That's what I keep hearing. They're trying to do too many things, and they're getting too greedy and overzealous with Rihanna's brand, with what she's building. Like, this is obviously her baby, but I don't know if she has like other partnerships coming in that are trying to take over what she's doing, you know? So that's why I'm also suggesting her limit what she does. Don't do so much. Well, guys, that's where part of her energy is at. And also, too, with her music, we'll get more into this. I feel like she's figuring out what to do when it comes to her music, because, you guys, as we can figure out, like, the truth is that Rihanna likes being free. Like, she doesn't really miss tour right now. I mean, I feel like there are times where she misses tour. That's normal. That's human of her. But I'm feeling like she's not really, like, jumping the gun to do music. When she did Black Panther, that was her being inspired. Like, she has to really feel inspired to make music. I feel like that's very Pisces of her, and like her Aries moon is like, no, I'm gonna make music when I want to make music. I'm gonna make music when I feel inspired to make music. You know what I'm saying, guys? And so, like, we'll look more into her team and like her making music and stuff like that. But I do feel like her team wants her to make a new album, and they do want Rihanna to, like, allegedly to give in to the fans and to make more music, because are like, come on, we definitely want another album from you, and we want to push another album from you because it's going to help with the market and us getting our, you know, careers off the ground and whatnot, back off the ground, you know what I mean? So yeah guys, let's go ahead. This kind of like where her energy's at took more of a Fenty, like where her Fenty brand is at, like that seems to be where a lot of her focus is. I will get more into her energy and we'll pick up more on where else she's at, but let's go ahead and get into these questions. Okay, so the first question is, how is her relationship with A$AP Rocky? Okay guys, so the first question was, how is Rihanna and A$AP Rocky's relationship? Okay, so the first card that I got was Strength in the reverse. I feel like obviously, you know, as we can expect in a relationship, there are a lot of things that they've had to overcome as far as like, you know, whether or not they truly want to make this work, because I did get my Ace of Cups in the reverse, so that's telling me that there have been a lot of times where Rihanna and A$AP haven't been on the same page, especially as far as like money. I feel like A$AP is, even though he does do a lot of his own stuff and he makes his own music and stuff, and he has, you know, I feel like he has like side hustles that help him. Rihanna mainly is the one that is, as we can tell, that brings in most of the money. But a lot of times, you know, Rihanna feels like she's coming in as the Queen of Pentacles reverse, where not that she doesn't love A$AP, you know, I feel like with the Ace of Cups, you know, talking about like there has been an overly amount of, you know, pouring out on one person's end where they've had to really put a lot of their pride aside and just, you know, decide if they really truly love this person and what they are willing to do to support this person and to show them, you know, that they are committed and in love, you know what I mean? And I feel like Rihanna has had to, allegedly, I do feel like she's had to sacrifice a lot to be with A$AP. I feel like it was a lot of her putting in a lot of her emotions and her support towards him, even in times where A$AP has embarrassed her. Because if I'm not mistaken, wasn't there like a rumor that A$AP like cheated on Rihanna or something with Megan Thee Stallion? Like, wasn't there some rumor that floated around about that? Me saying this brings me to, I think I'm remembering this correctly, guys, but I feel like Rihanna has had to, she's been faced with the Strength card, because the Strength card for me, guys, talks about even like spiritual blocks or you know, physical blocks going on, a block of any sort, and trying to really sit still and choose your head over your heart and really come to terms with, is this person for you, you know what I mean? And so it's talking about that A$AP has really had to grow up and like show Rihanna that he is the man for her, because I'm seeing that there were a lot of times where Rihanna was ready to walk away because she wasn't getting nurtured and supported the way she felt that she needed to be. And Rihanna is a very passionate woman. She loves with her heart. She loves with her sacral chakra, you know what I mean? Like, she's very, very passionate, and she cares about the people in her life dearly, and she's like one of those people that will like always remember you, always remember the good things you did for her, always remember how she'll always remember how you showed up for her. And so I think too, like, A$AP has been there for Rihanna as well in her darkest moments. I pick up on something, maybe possibly allegedly, guys, okay, going on with Rihanna's mom, like her health or something. Like, there was a time, or allegedly, or maybe like a family member, if it wasn't her mom. I'm picking up on an older woman in Rihanna's life that was going through some heavy like illness or of some sort, or just maybe due to age, you know, was like, you know, needed a lot of assistance. And so there's been a lot of reasons why Rihanna's had to not do music, because she's really trying to be there for her family, especially in Barbados. Like, she's trying to be there for her family, support her family, and, you know, take a step back from the industry and just be a mother as well. And like, you guys have to remember, like, Rihanna grew up almost in the industry, you know what I mean? Like, I forgot what age she started. I think she started at like 16, right? Possibly 15 when Jay-Z discovered her. But yeah, like, she feels like an industry kid. Like, honestly, like, she feels like someone that's been like, even though she started in her, she probably was doing like modeling or commercials or something as well. I'm not sure, guys. If you're a Rihanna fan, let me know if you have seen Rihanna as a child, like in modeling or something, or maybe her mom put her in modeling, or like she was scouted or something like that. But maybe I'm tripping. Regardless, like, Rihanna has the energy of a industry kid, you know, to me. And she just doesn't want to be like a part of the industry right now. You know, especially, she does have fire energy, you know, so when people tell her to do something, most likely she's gonna rebel and be like, you know what, you're gonna keep telling me to do something, well, guess what, I'm not gonna do it. You know what I mean? So by you guys saying, I want music from you, Rihanna, I want an album from you, she's like, psh, you guys gonna keep waiting, stop asking me, you know, stop asking me for shit. But I'm seeing, like, there's been a lot of you know, ASAP, like, not to expose him, but my bad, but you know, this happens. Like, I believe ASAP is a Libra. Is ASAP a Libra? Because he has very Libran energy, or is he a Taurus? Maybe he has both energies, but you know, I'm gonna pull up their charts. Okay, guys, so I have their charts that I'm gonna pull up. I'm gonna have them side by side. So let's look at Rihanna's chart as well, like, first. So Rihanna is a Pisces sun. We're revisiting her chart. Her moon is in Aries, Mercury in Aquarius retrograde, Venus in Aries, and her Mars is in Sag. See, you see what I mean, guys? There's that energy of rebelling, like, where she's like that Mars and Sag. We're asking her for this fucking album, and she's like, the more y'all ask me, arms crossed, the more y'all keep asking, the more I'm not giving it to you. The more y'all ask me. Stop asking me for shit. Like, that is Rihanna's energy, like, right now. Like, that is so funny. Especially with her having Pisces, like. And then so here we have ASAP's chart, sun in Libra, moon in Cancer, his Mercury is in Libra retrograde, and his Venus is in Leo, and I'm sorry, his Mars is in Aries retrograde. Oh wow, so ASAP has a Venus fire, Mars and fire, as well as Rihanna has her Venus and Mars and fire. And they both have Mercury and air in their chart. Wow. And they both, okay, so ASAP has a water moon and Rihanna has a fire moon. That is really interesting. Like, they both are not, like, they're not usually like on the same page. Like, but I can tell you one thing, their relationship definitely is not boring. I feel like they have a lot of fun, and it, like, they have a lot of excitement in their relationship. I feel like they have a lot of playful, you know, like, banter, and, you know, and a lot of intimacy, a lot of makeup intimacy, you know what I'm saying? Like, they got a lot of that. But I feel like, you know, they are open to, one thing I do like about this connection, guys, is that they are open to having those hard conversations. And when the other person is not getting what they need from that person, they do communicate those needs. I would say sometimes there could be a little bit of tit for tat in their relationship. Like, they both can be playfully childish at the same time. It's cute. I mean, ASAP is a fucking ASAP is a freaking Libra, and, you know, Rihanna's a Pisces. Like, I would expect this type of energy from their dynamic. But yeah, I just feel like they have, like, a lot of, like, tit for tat moments and, like, playfulness. But I do feel like, guys, they are on the same page as far as, like, their parenting styles. Rihanna does take more of the responsible parent role, you know, as you can imagine, especially, you know, she has that Aries and that Aquarius, so there is some form of, like, being direct and, okay, let's not be stupid, let's be responsible, let's raise these kids properly, you know, but also to, like, speaking to her children in a more unconventional way to where they understand, and that they allowing them to know that they can express all different forms and sides of themselves, and that they don't need to go with societal standards of what is normal. You know what I mean? Like, Rihanna, I could see her being that type of parent with that Aquarius. So, and the Sag Mars as well, you know, marching, and the Aries moon, that rebel, like, marching to the beat of your own drum, and then, you know, ASAP coming in and supporting that, and supporting, you know, the way Rihanna wants to lead in their partnership, in their union. So automatically, guys, you can already sense that Rihanna is more of the the domineering one. Like ASAP likes to take a backseat sometimes, and he allows her to do her own thing. But ASAP can be pretty fiery too. Like, you know, people think that he's very passive. I think when he needs to be, he just picks and chooses his battles very well. I don't feel like he was always like this. Of course, him having, you know, Leo, a Venus in Leo, and his Mars being in Aries retrograde, you already know there were problems with maturity and allowing others to have the last say. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like he's very direct and likes to have the last say. But he, especially with him being a Mercury in Libra, but it's retrograde, because if his energy weren't retrograded, I feel like he would know when the proper time was to say things and know when to stop making his point. But I feel like ASAP don't know when to stop making his fucking point, especially in an argument. Like, he always has to have the last say. So I'm wondering if ASAP's ever been told that he should have been a lawyer. Like, I don't know, I just get that vibe from him that he likes to argue. Like, I just get that vibe. ASAP, I feel like you like to argue because you got Leo and Aries. Like, you don't like to argue for very long, but because you get drained because you have a Cancer moon. So you can't, like, your emotions start overwhelming you, and you kind of have a hard time making, like, your point eventually. But, like, you kind of start talking in circles and people stop respecting your opinion. So I do see that being a problem for him. Whereas Rihanna's more like, no, this is what I'm saying and don't twist my words, and, you know, I said what I said. You know, Rihanna's more of like, I said what I said type of person. Whereas ASAP's like, well, I kind of said that. Yeah, I was direct. Like, he backtracks a lot on what he says, even if he's moving in a more direct manner. So Rihanna, I feel like, has had to help him with that. And she's like, say what you mean, nigga. Say what you mean, nigga. Like, why do I hear her saying that? Say what you mean, nigga. Like, fucking Rihanna, bro. Oh my god, fucking Rihanna. So yeah, that's in a nutshell kind of, guys, how I'm feeling the relationship is. I'm gonna pull some love oracle cards for them at the end of these two other questions I'm about to like answer. But yeah, guys, I feel like they have a really playful relationship. I feel like they, you know, most of the time are on the same page, but there have been times where Rihanna has had to work on forgiving him. And you know, especially things that ASAP says, I feel like he just does, like, I feel like he be talking slow too, and she'll like mess with him about it. Like, she's like, why are you talking so slow? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, I'm wondering, like, I hear Rihanna saying that a lot, what's wrong with you? So like, but I feel like they're very affectionate with each other, and they do try to talk things out. They do try to, you know, have open communication, which is a really good thing that I feel from them. And I feel like that most of their arguments do get resolved, or, you know, ASAP will just give Rihanna like some space. Yeah, and he really respects her. As I said, that he's coming in, she's coming out in his energy as the Empress, the mother of his children, the one that he respects. He loves how caring and, you know, affectionate she is with him and with their children, you know, how nurturing she is. He also loves how creative she is, because the Empress can be a very creative type of person, and someone that really takes pride in the things that they do and cultivating those gifts, or nurturing the gifts of other people and giving back to other people. And I feel like, you know, I'm kind of in ASAP's energy right now, guys, but yeah, he's very much in love with her. When you talk about a man, you want to come out as the Empress. Like, some people could see this as like baby mama energy, but like, oh, that's the baby mama. But like, no, guys, I feel like the Empress, when you come out as the Empress in a man's energy, I feel like that's a very good compliment, or even one of the queens. But I feel like upright, you know. But I feel like when you come out as the Empress in a man's energy, he really sees you as the Empress in the upright, like in high regards, you know. He feels safe enough to trust you around his kids. He knows that you're going to provide for him and his kids, and or his family, or you can be around his family or her, you know, if you like women. That's a really good compliment. So I like that ASAP sees Rihanna like this. But at the same time, I would expect no less from a Libran man, like, you know, that's in love. So yeah, you guys, this is what I'm fucking talking about. Like, can we just talk about Rihanna's confidence for a minute? Because Rihanna has the best type of energy and the best type of confidence that I've ever felt in a woman. Like, I honestly love Rihanna's energy. I think I've said that before about her on my channel, but she's so confident. Like, she's so confident. Like, you guys can already tell. You guys can obviously already tell, but this energy that she has is not like, because you know some people fake it until they make it, and like, yes, of course, like Rihanna had to like grow into this type of energy. But guys, let me tell you, the funny thing is that when I was, as you guys saw, like the Empress came out in ASAP's energy, right? Well, when I was pre-shuffling, that was what came out when I was pre-shuffling, but as I'm shuffling in Rihanna's energy, she came out within herself as the Nine of Pentacles and the Empress, about how, you know, ASAP feels about her. And guys, that means that Rihanna knows she that bitch. Like, I already know that I complete your life. I already know what I bring to the table. I'm that bitch. Like, nobody is ever going to be able to provide for you the way I do. Like, nobody's ever going to be able to, like, allegedly, okay guys, like, she didn't say this, but this is what her energy is saying to me. Like, the Nine of Pentacles is a woman that knows her worth, knows what she brings to the table, doesn't have to scream it out loud to the world. Like, it's a quiet type of confidence. Like, Rihanna is like, and then the Empress, like, yeah, I'm the mother of your kids. I'm the one that you're lucky that I was bearing your children. Do you know the niggas I had to fight off? Nigga. She's like, do you know the men I had to fight off? Do you know how many men wanted to be up in here? Up in here? Up in here. Like, Rihanna's energy is so funny, guys. It's so funny. But like, like, Rihanna's energy is just so funny. I love her energy. I think she's hilarious. Like, a Pisces woman is hilarious to me. I can't. And she has Aries. Like, you guys, she don't take her seriously. Like, she's just so funny, bro. Like, yeah. She's like, do you know the men that I had to turn down? You better feel lucky. Like, that's what I keep getting from her. But on a serious note, guys, I feel like she feels like, you know, she's definitely glad that they have grown this relationship together, that they've nurtured. She loves being with ASAP, you know. She does feel safe with him. I mean, she does feel like some of the ways that he used to spoil her, and like, because he's coming in as the Knight of Pentacles reverse, allegedly, so he doesn't really spoil her the way he used to. Like, she does miss that. She misses like the way he would do like little things, because he's a Libra, you know what I mean? Like, he would like leave little notes or like do like little things. Like, Rihanna, even though she, you know, she's a woman that obviously like has it all, right guys, but the little things really do matter to her. She's a Pisces, and like, Pisces women are very sentimental, and a lot of times they don't want grand gestures of things. They just want to know that you're thinking about them, that, you know, throughout the day, if you send them a text or something like that. I feel like they're those types of women that look at the smaller details of things, and not so much like, oh, the lavish things that you buy them. Do they like that from time to time? Absolutely. Who wouldn't? But Rihanna's like, you know, if I could buy my own self that stuff, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I feel like possibly she could be like a words of affirmation type of woman, where she's like, I want you to tell me. And Six of Wands is like, I want you to tell me in a relationship, but being afraid to like ask for that, you know, being afraid to look weak, you know. I feel like Rihanna doesn't like looking weak around ASAP or just anybody that she's in a relationship with. But she is proud to be with him, you know what I mean? She's proud to like, she feels like he's very talented. She feels like creatively like they understand each other. I feel like her and ASAP like just look at each other and they can read each other's minds. I feel like they have like a lot of like inside jokes, and like, you know, certain things that they're always like laughing, and they're always like having they're always having fun. Like, there's really nothing that's off limits in their relationship. And Rihanna likes too that ASAP supports her. Like, whatever she wants to do, he's like, I support you fully. Like, he doesn't try to control her. He doesn't try to tell her. I mean, I don't really think you can control Rihanna. Like, come on. I don't really think you can control this girl. She, like, Rihanna the definition of a bad bitch. Like, let's be real. Like, can you control a bad bitch? Not really. And if he already knows, like, if he tries to control her, he gonna get his ass kicked. So, allegedly, for entertainment purposes, you already know. You can tell by Rihanna's energy. She's not afraid. But, you know, of course, Rihanna had to grow into this type of energy. She wasn't always like that. And I feel like there was a time where Rihanna was intimidated by her own power. And then now, as she's been aging, we've been seeing her, you know, step more into that power and into, you know, whatever she wants to do. And she's been dealing with her own, like, form of what to do as far as her identity in the industry. She doesn't feel like she should have to label herself as a artist or a businesswoman. Like, I feel like that's where I was getting at too, guys, in the beginning of this reading. You know, Fenty was a really good way for her to, like, branch out into away from music, because, you know, people always want to pigeonhole her into that and just make her, well, you're just this artist. And she's like, no, I'm a multifaceted type of woman. Like, I'm a mother, I'm, you know, I'm a business owner, I'm an artist, I'm an actress. You know, I feel like Rihanna's been even wanting to get more into acting. And I know that she's done a few things, right, guys? I think she did, like, I know she did voice over, like, she did the movie Home. But I can't remember if she did anything else, like, outside of music, you know, for a movie. Like, if she did acting. So I will look that up. Rihanna wants to, she's a Pisces, you know what I mean? Pisces like to just be freely creative. And once they start feeling pigeonholed, that makes them rebel and not want to do it. And that's why I keep saying you guys are asking for this album, but it's just going to take her longer because she feels the pressure, one, to do it. And that's making her not want to be creative. But she also, too, I feel like there's a part of Rihanna that just wants to keep coming out with more stuff that's not music just to piss the public off. Because, like, she does, like I said, guys, have that very rebellious, I'm looking at her chart. She does have that very rebellious type of energy where she's got that Aries and that Sag. And so she's like, no, I'm in the Aquarius. I'm going to do things that you guys wouldn't expect. I'm going to say things that you guys wouldn't expect. And I'm going to rebel because, like, I shouldn't have to feel pressured to do anything that I don't want to do, or if I'm not feeling inspired. Not saying that she completely wants to step away from music. I don't feel that in her energy, guys. I don't feel like Rihanna completely wants to step away from music. But I do feel like she doesn't want to be, like, she doesn't want to feel obligated to do music or acting or anything creative. You know what I mean? She, you know, is fine just taking a step back and not being fully in the industry and building her empire and building things for herself to solidify her space and for her kids as well. You know, that's mainly where I feel like her focus is. But yeah, guys, how she feels about ASAP. She also wants to help ASAP get, like, more opportunities. She wants to help him. Like, she loves supporting her partners financially. Sometimes it can be a bit overwhelming for her, but she kind of doesn't mind being her support, like her partner's supporter, like their #1 fan. And that's something that I do feel like they both share in common. Like, they are each other's #1 fans. And, you know, there have been moments too that where, you know, ASAP has messed up. You know, guys, I'm not gonna lie, he has messed up. But I feel like, you know, they're working through those things. But it's been a problem with ASAP wanting to, like, grow up and stuff like that, because ASAP didn't really, like, he knew what he was getting himself into when he dated Rihanna, but he didn't realize how, like, grown Rihanna is. Like, Rihanna, I'm not just saying that, guys, Rihanna is grown, okay? Like, yes, she can definitely be childlike and playful because she has Sag and Aries. So yes, she's not always serious, and there's so many, like, of course, like, she's a Pisces, so there's so many, like, different layers to her. And so I'm not trying to say, you know, like, this is her only personality, like some of the things I'm pointing out, but, like, she does have a lot of moments where she's playful and doesn't like to take shit seriously, you know what I mean? And likes to prank, you know? She likes to, you know, do a lot of pranks or do jokes and mess with ASAP a lot. So I feel like she, you know, they go back and forth. They have this, like, really exciting, like, tit for tat type of relationship. Like, they really feel like they're friends too, you know what I mean, guys? Which I think is so beautiful. She be chilling with her best friend, like, most of the time, and she be forgetting, like, they're in a whole ass relationship. And she be, that's why I keep saying the N-word, guys, because she really be calling him the N-word a lot. Like sometimes, like, she really be acting like that's her homie. I feel like too, do they go to a lot of basketball games together? or like football games or whatever type of sporting event, like do they go to like a lot of concerts together or sporting events together? Like I can't remember if I've seen them at a game, so I'm gonna look it up, guys. I feel like Rihanna is she's a very down-to-earth, chill type of girl. Like she likes to, you know, do very homey types of stuff. Like she likes to definitely have her moments where she's outside, and when Rihanna's outside, she outside, you know what I mean? Like you'll catch her like traveling and like being her own boss, being her own person. Like she likes to have her life outside of ASAP as well. Like she definitely has her moments where she is always with him, and he's, you know, vice versa, he's always with her, because he's a Libra too, so they do like to be with their partners a lot. And don't get me wrong, Rihanna does like being with ASAP a lot, but there's times where she'll, you know, go off and do like her own thing and have her own identity, you know, outside of him. You know, being a mother, she really stresses that, you know, having her own identity outside of her marriage. I said marriage. Is Rihanna married? Like, is she married to ASAP? Did they have a secret marriage? Because I just said married. So anyway, oh, and I didn't say this too, Rihanna's an Aries rising, so she definitely needs to be doing like, she needs things for herself, you know what I mean? Because Aries is the first child born. They're the ones that need things for themselves. So she's got like a lot of Aries in her chart, so she has to feel independent. And she is coming out as the 9 of Pentacles, which talks about a woman that's very independent, guys. Even if she's in a relationship, she's super independent. She's doing her own thing, but she wants to come back home to that person, you know? So it doesn't necessarily mean that she can't be in a relationship, she can't commit, or she doesn't know how to be in a relationship, but she needs her own stuff, her own friends, you know, she needs things to be centered around herself and to have her own branding. I like that she's been coming out with her own stuff too, you know what I mean, guys? And she's been doing her own thing. But yeah, back to her relationship with ASAP. So I feel like he allows her to do that. He gives her that freedom. He doesn't try to control her. But the only thing I see that she's having a problem with him is him being romantic. And I am seeing that my Lover's card is in the reverse, so I feel like they have a hard time switching. They have a hard time, which is that this is new that I'm feeling this. Okay, for a partnership, like they have a hard time switching between best friend and like lovers. Like they get stuck in those, like, remember guys, I said like Rihanna can be like that homie, like she's like that homie type of girlfriend where she'll like watch the game with you, like she'll do like, you know, she can be like a guy in that way, like very tomboy-esque. And like I feel like she has a hard time, or maybe her and ASAP have this hard time switching between like lovers and friends. Like they have that hard, I don't know, I just keep feeling it, guys. Like, so that's been kind of taking the romance out of their relationship, but they definitely try to stay to keep that in mind. You know, it doesn't happen all the time, but sometimes I'm seeing like it can be hard for them. They have to keep a mental note to like, oh, we're also lovers, you know what I mean? Which I don't know, is that really a bad thing though? Sometimes, like, I guess it can be a bad thing sometimes, because it's like you do need to have that time to be romantic with each other. But it's nice that they do have that friendship to fall back on, you know what I mean? So I don't know if they were friends in the past, so let me know, guys, if you know anything about that. But they feel like they've been friends, or like they really cultivated a friendship before they really became partners. Even if they were dating, they feel like they really became like best friends first and saw that they had a lot of things in common. So it made it easier to go into that that romantic connection, you know what I mean, guys? So I'm gonna pull a few cards for how does ASAP feel about Rihanna. But I'm getting good cards from Rihanna. I'm not, other than, you know, they've definitely had to overcome things with, you know, ASAP's, or she's had to overcome things with, you know, ASAP's maturity. And, you know, there were times where ASAP was having a hard time committing, or he would get, you know, distracted by the industry of things. But I feel like he's been doing a good job, or a better job at grounding himself, you know. And I think too, feeling like he doesn't need to work so hard, because I feel like ASAP really will work himself into the ground, and Rihanna's like, you need to invest better. You need to move smarter with your money. Like, I feel like, you know, allegedly, I'm feeling like ASAP's not the best with his money, and I feel like Rihanna's had to really teach him how to be like that. She does have her Venus in Aries, so Venus and Aries can be very good with their money. Do they blow their money at times? Yes, absolutely. But I feel like Venus and Aries people, y'all can be cheap as fuck. You know what I mean? Like, y'all can be cheap as fuck. And it makes sense because he has his Venus in Leo. So Venus and Leo, like, he will blow a bag on her. And she's like, bro, you need to fucking invest this in other things. Like, I appreciate it. Like, thank you, fucking Rihanna. She would say this. She's like, I appreciate you blowing your bag on me and, like, doing this. But I could buy, like, really, Rihanna has big energy. You know what I mean? Like, she's like, I could buy this myself. Thank you, but I could have bought this myself. You could have invested this in our kids, you know, trust funds, or, you know, she's about moving her money smarter, which, you know, she wasn't always, of course, like this, but Venus and Aries over time learn to be smarter with their money, and they become big on investing. It becomes like an addiction to them. Like, they really like investing and seeing their money grow in places, and they stop, you know, they get out of that. Yeah, this is something they argue about. This is something that they argue about. You know, Seven of Cups in the reverse. Like, we can't deny that this is a problem. Like, Seven of Cups is like not denying something, and Five of Wands is like talking about, like, okay, we need to talk about this. Like, this is a constant problem. So I feel like ASAP has to get a hold on it. Allegedly, he has to get a hold of his money and stop blowing it, even with the children. Like, he'll be blowing their money on shit, or his money. So I'm wondering too if Rihanna has separate bank accounts, because she's like, you can go spend your money over there, like, but you're not about to blow this. Like, she's very strict with, like, the finances. This is interesting to feel this from Rihanna. Oh my gosh, she's very strict about the finances, and she's really strict with what they do with their money and where they invest in stuff. Like, she's learning even more with her branding how to do this, and it's becoming like an addiction to her. Like, she loves investing. So I'm wondering too if Rihanna and ASAP have a business together, or if they're gonna like start investing in other things together. That would be really dope if they do that. Like, if they start investing their money and like becoming business partnerships, because I feel like they would do really well with that. So if, like, I don't know if Rihanna already has like a record label, or if it's going to be something like that where they invest in a record label together, or like a clothing brand, because I know she already has her own clothing brand, but that hasn't really been working for her. I'm seeing, guys, like, it hasn't been working in her like the way she wants it to work out. Like, maybe she is doing well in certain areas of that, guys. I'm not saying she's completely failing in that, but it's not, because I got my light card in the reverse, which was telling me that it's not where she wants it to go. It's not the direction, or there's not enough, it's not getting enough people eyes on it, you know what I mean? So I'm seeing Rihanna and ASAP could invest, or maybe they're already doing this. Also too, Rihanna's gonna have another kid. She is going to have another baby. So I don't know how many kids she has already, right? Does she only have 2? I see another baby for her. So I don't know if they want a girl. Like, I don't know if they're trying for a girl, but she wants I feel like Rihanna wants a little girl. Or does she have 2 boys? Okay, yeah, guys, I'm seeing she has 2 boys, Riot and RZA. So I feel like, I don't know, I keep seeing them wanting to try for a girl. So I keep hearing girl. So I'm wondering if Rihanna's gonna have a girl next. But they're trying for another kid. So I know you guys are gonna be so mad about that. Like, you're gonna be so freaking mad. Like, I see another kid for her. I feel like she could possibly have 4 kids, guys. I keep hearing 3 right now, but I keep hearing 3. Yeah, Ace of Pentacles. I'm wondering if they're gonna go into business together, or if there's some collaborative project on the table. I'm wondering if Rihanna and ASAP are gonna do a conjoined album together, if they've talked about doing that. Rihanna wants to make more music, but not, I don't feel like she wants to do her album yet, but I'm seeing like she wants to do like some type of conjoined album or collaborative project. Do you know how like Big Sean and Jhené Aiko did that? Like, I don't know, I feel like Rihanna's shopped around that thought process, or like maybe ASAP's like brought it to her, like, hey, maybe we should do like, you know, like Beyonce and Jay-Z, you know, like how they did that. Like, and Rihanna's like, I don't know. Like, Rihanna's not sure if she wants to do that, but she's kind of intrigued by the idea, because she does want to start making more music, but I feel like she's been working on her own like music. I don't feel like she stopped working on music because I feel like she loves making music, guys. Like that hasn't changed, obviously. When she did Black Panther, like it really sparked that. She was already wanting to make more music and was already like playing around a little bit, I feel. But when she did Black Panther, that really sparked that creativity back into her life. And I feel like her kids too have, and her husband, allegedly. I feel like ASAP has sparked this creativity in her as well, but she's not sure what direction she wants to go in, and she doesn't want this era to be like confusing or broad. She really wants to bring something. Maybe we could see her move in more of a futuristic type of element, R&B futuristic. I keep hearing that she wants to play around with that type of sound. And also too, this type of sound that ASAP does, where the direction he's been moving into as well. He's been getting like re-inspired, and he's been doing music and paying attention and keeping his ear to the ground as well. Like I feel like Rihanna and ASAP love scouting new talent. Like I feel like they enjoy, like I see them doing some type of label, guys, or like agency or something like that. I don't know if it would be for like modeling, or because Rihanna loves modeling too. Like she loves the modeling type of environment, that like not of course like the back rules of what comes with that. But I don't know if her and ASAP want to start doing like a clothing line together, but they're going to go into some form of business together. So if they're not already, but I don't know, even if they are, I haven't really seen anything, or maybe it's shoes or something, but I haven't seen them talk about it. So let me know, guys, if you've heard anything. Maybe I'm just picking up on something that they've already been doing. But yeah, like maybe it's something for kids too, like a little clothing line for kids, like, you know, where Rihanna does like the girl side and like, you know, ASAP does the boy side. But maybe Rihanna wants to wait till she has a girl, because she wants to have her kids like model her clothing, even though she's like not sure at the same time if she wants to put them in the industry, which I'm not gonna read on her kids, guys, because you guys know that I don't do that. But I'm wondering if she wants them to get into modeling, or if one of Rihanna's boys are going to be a model. So, or both of them could be models, but I feel like one of them is going to be a model for sure. Even if the other one starts modeling because of his brother, like I feel like one of them will just actually have a natural talent and passion for it. And one of them too, I feel like will know how to produce very well. So yeah, but anyway, Rihanna and ASAP feel like they want to do like business together, or like they're talking about it or shopping around like ideas to do business together, guys. But I'm not picking up on a lot of like lovey-dovey type of energy all the way. Like yes, a little bit, you know, and they do like traveling together. They have a lot of fun together. And I feel like, you know, ASAP, he enjoys seeing her be a mom, you know what I mean? He feels like she's a really good mother. Yeah, ASAP is just happy to have his family. He's happy to be with Rihanna. He's happy to have kids with her. He's happy to say that this is the mother of his kids, that this is his wife. Like, I don't know if they're gonna publicly say that they got married. I don't know if they're gonna, maybe they want to officially like do something announcing that they're married, but ASAP wants to be more public, like, about their connection. Like, he wants to be, like, Rihanna wants to keep it, like, more private. Like, of course, like, ASAP is okay. Like, I'm not saying he wants to expose their relationship, because, you know, he understands that they have to keep their stuff private, and he would prefer it like that anyway. But because you know how the media can get, and he wants to protect his kids. But I just feel like, you know, ASAP wants to, like, express more of his love for her, and like he's just like obsessed with her. He got the 10 of cups, guys. Like, he wants to have more kids with her, so he's gonna have more kids, guys. Okay, I see he's gonna have more kids with her, and Rihanna's just like, okay, like, I'm so down. Like, Rihanna's like, I feel like Rihanna, yeah, they're married, guys, or they're gonna get married, or like say that they're married, or announce that they're married, or have an open like proposal or something like that. I don't know. Like, I don't know if Rihanna wants that though. If they don't talk more openly about it, it's because Rihanna was like, no. But I see that ASAP wants to openly, legally show that they're married, or he just wants to marry her. So if they're not already married, guys, which I do see marriage here, I do see marriage. Like, I feel like they're gonna be together for a while. Like, they're gonna be together for a while. yeah, they're not officially married, but I like, because one of them feels like they're not officially married because they haven't announced it to the public, or they haven't went through the whole legal system of, because the way they got married was very unconventional. It wasn't, yeah. And it's not sitting well. I got the Three of Swords. It's not sitting well with one of the, I feel like, guys, this is ASAP. I feel like ASAP wants to openly acknowledge that him and Rihanna are married, or that they're gonna legally be married, or whatever. He wants to be able to be like, this is my wife. Like, Rihanna is my wife. And Rihanna's just like, I don't know, dude. I don't know if I'm ready for all of that attention, because, like, Rihanna likes the way things are. Like, not that she doesn't love him, but there's still things that she needs ASAP to, like, she doesn't want him to keep embarrassing her. That's the main thing I keep feeling. Like, I don't know what I mean by that, guys, but, like, she feels like he needs to get more of his stuff together and show her that he fully wants to be in it, because maybe he's also having problems with parenting. Like, they parent the same, and, like, in some ways, but sometimes, like, allegedly, like, ASAP can be a little, like, can disassociate a lot, and Rihanna has her moments of wanting to disassociate. So they're having problems with certain parts of their parenting coming up, and but they're getting it, they're working on it, but there's just certain things that Rihanna needs him to work on more behind the scenes before she feels comfortable enough announcing that they're legally, or legally married, or marrying legally. Okay, guys? So yeah, like, that's what I feel from her. But ASAP is all the way in with her. He loves, like, the way she is. He thinks she's funny. He loves everything about her, guys. I don't think there's just one thing that I can pinpoint, and I'm like, yeah, he like he just loves and admires her so much, and respects her as a mom, and respects, the way she loves him. But sometimes he also wishes that she was, like, more available to him, and more, like, open about their relationship as far as, like, the ways they are. But Rihanna's trying to work on that. Like, she's trying to work on being a lot more open, but she doesn't really fully, she's been working on it, guys. Like, I'm not saying that she's fully private about it, but she's been working on it more, because he's been wanting to be a Libra about it and be like, I want to openly express our love and how much we, because it has been kind of becoming a problem. So the next question was, do they plan to have more kids? I do feel like they do plan to have more kids. Yes, they will have more kids. So the next question, guys, is, will she finally drop an album? So I kind of already started picking up on this. So we'll see what officially comes out. Okay, guys, so the next question was, will Rihanna officially drop an album? Will she finally drop an album? So I got no, because not right now, because she's really conflicted in the direction that where she wants the album to go. Like, she's coming in as the King of Cups reverse. Like, she doesn't have, like, a lot of things that she's ready to talk about. Like, there have been certain things that, like, as Rihanna, like, she does like her music to be somewhat personable, even though she does like to pull from other people's experiences that have told her stories, and she has, like, a lot of material. Like, that's not the problem. She has a lot of material that she can use, but it's just about feeling safe and inspired to do that. And she doesn't feel like right now is the time for her to release an album. She feels like she still wants to accomplish more, like, behind the scenes. So she's very conflicted. It's not that she doesn't want to release an album, she does, but it's about the timing for her, and, like, what the concept of the album is going to be, because there is a lot of pressure on her to come back. And, with that comes, like, okay, you gotta bring it, you know what I mean? And she's like, well, I don't want to feel pressured to, like, make such a, Grammy nominated album, or, she doesn't want to feel pressure to, like, actually, she knows that a lot of people are expecting a lot from her, and she's like, what if I can't deliver, So it's a lot of her getting in her own head. And it's like, with music, she hasn't always been, like, super confident when it comes to, like, the direction she's wanted to go in, like, official, like, right away. Like, she's always had to, like, be guided in some type of way, like, to do like, to have some type of concept, guys. Like, she's very media trained like that. I hate to say that, but, like, with her other things that she gets to do, she feels like fully herself. I don't know how to explain it, guys. It's like with music, I feel like she definitely has a good say in what, you know, what projects she puts out there, obviously, and like the direction that she wants to go in. But a lot of times she doesn't feel like she can fully be herself with her music. I don't know why I'm getting this from her, but like she's been, maybe this is just what she's been currently battling. But we're seeing her be so confident in her music, but I'm seeing her confidence in some ways with music hasn't really been up there because of the direction of the way the industry's been moving and kind of like where her place is in the industry. Okay, so this feels like more of how she's feeling recently about the music industry, because like I have felt Rihanna be so confident. I mean, look at, you know, her past albums, like they have been amazing, you know what I mean? And she's really known herself in that type of music and realm, and she's played around with so much different types of music and sounds and genres or whatever, not just with her albums but with collaborating with other people. So to feel her not be confident in this type of way, but I think this is just how she's been feeling recently, especially the way the industry's been moving with music. You know, she's like, well, I don't want to do that, and I don't want to conform, you know what I mean? She wants to, of course, like find a good balance, like, because I see her be very conflicted, guys. Like she's just like, I don't want to have to feel like I'm not being myself. I grew up in an industry where we were allowed to kind of be ourselves in some ways and express our identity. And now she's just like, well, now it just seems like it's more about what's popping and, you know, how to keep up with the TikTok trends and how to make TikTok music and dance. And nothing wrong with that in some ways, like I say, guys. But Rihanna just doesn't want to, it's ruining her love of music. It's ruining her passion for music in some ways. It's making her uninspired. She's coming in as her sign, the King of Cups reversed, but in like in her masculinity, because I feel like with music that is how she expresses more of her masculinity, whereas with, you know, ASAP, even though she can be a bit masculine in that type of energy with him because he's a Libra, so, you know, Libra energy can be, you know, they can be verse, you know what I mean? And Rihanna likes that. She likes being in her power like that, and she's found her power through other avenues of being creative. And she feels like music doesn't really allow her to fully express herself the way she's always wanted to. And even though in some ways she has expressed herself, but she feels like because of this, you know, guys, how I talked about this child star type of mentality, like, I don't know, she just feels like she has to be a certain way when she makes music. Even though she has gotten to express her creative voice a lot, I'm not seeing, like, she's in the reverse right now, saying, I don't feel confident right now in making the music that I want to make. That doesn't make me feel pressure to conform to what everyone else is doing, and I want it to authentically be from what I'm emotionally feeling, what emotionally moves me, what's really going on with me, and I want to feel safe enough to talk about it, you know what I mean, and not feel pressure to make any type of genre of music or fit myself into any type of genre of music. And I think maybe the pressure of Beyonce being such a household name, not to put her in this reading, but like Beyonce making that country album really set the tone for legends like Rihanna and other artists like that are in Rihanna's wheelhouse as well. And how Beyonce continues to push the envelope of how to make something look, you know, still do what you want to do, but also make your music a little more what everyone else is doing, like mainstream. So I'm seeing, guys, sorry, that was a long-winded answer, but I'm seeing Rihanna's battling with that a lot. Which I feel like this is good that I'm picking up on this stuff, because it really does, you know, we can finally get inside Rihanna from what my energy, what I'm feeling from her. We could finally get inside Rihanna's head a little bit and see what's going on. You know what I mean? Why there hasn't been music released. Yeah, so this is mainly what I'm feeling. I do feel like she's working on stuff, but it's stuff that she's overthinking a lot, and there's a lot of, okay, should I, you know, do this type of genre? Should I conform? Should I pigeonhole myself? Should I go back to doing what I used to do? So she's trying to figure out how to do stuff that she's excited about and keep it, of course, within her wheelhouse, but still make it interesting enough to where people want to tune in. Because she knows that people want an album. She knows that this is something that, regardless what she does, will be excited. But she doesn't want to just put anything out, guys. And that's what I and feeling from her, the honest truth. She doesn't want to just put anything out. Yeah, an album will be coming out. It's gonna take a lot longer. Unfortunately, I don't see her doing something this year. I will be surprised if Rihanna drops something this year, but I'm gonna say next year, guys. Maybe sometime next year. And I'm not sure if it's going to be a whole album. I feel like it's gonna probably be a few singles that are gonna come out. Maybe she's collaborating. Maybe it's like I said, it's an album with ASAP. But yeah, I see her coming out with music like she did when she dropped Black Panther, but I'm not feeling a full body of work from her just yet. But I do feel like she will start working on a full body of work. But I see her releasing like teasers or like singles, like her dropping singles here and there, and then it leading into her next project. But then I'm feeling that she's gonna scrap those and it's gonna be a completely different sound and album. If I'm being fully like certain in my prediction, guys, I'm feeling next year is when we're gonna start getting more stuff from her musically. She wants to focus on, and if she doesn't have another kid this year, guys, because I'm seeing another kid. I'm not gonna lie, I'm seeing another kid, so she could have another kid this year. But yeah, I'm seeing her come out with some, if she does come out with music this year, guys, I'm feeling it's gonna be collaborations. I could be wrong though, guys. I could be wrong. This energy could change very fast because I do have the Magician and the Fool. So I'm definitely seeing that there is a possibility we will get some music from her this year. So this energy could change very fast, okay? And two, guys, I feel like Rihanna's trying to feel it out to see how much she wants to invest in this era. Like, does she even want to tour? Like, if she does come out with an album, like, how much of her energy does she want to put into this, you know, this album rollout? Does she have the time to put in all of this energy towards that album rollout? You know what I'm saying? So she's got a lot of things occupying her time, and music would be another thing that would take up a lot of her energy and her space. And she's not sure like when she wants to you know, when she wants to give her full-on energy to the industry like that, like the music industry again. But she does see that she's disappointing everybody. She's like, I know, guys, I know you want an album from me. So we could see possibly her come out with music. I'm gonna say, guys, I said next year, but it could be in the next, I'm gonna say the next 3 years. Oh my gosh. But I keep feeling that we will, like, as far as an album or her touring. Okay, this could be her touring. She may tour in the next 3 years. Because I was talking about her touring. Maybe she'll go on a tour with someone else, you know, or her and ASAP will do a tour together. That would be cool if they did something like that. So there is some form of her doing music again, or revisiting her old music, a revisiting of her past. Is what I'm picking up on. So she'll probably do we'll see greatest hits vinyl come out for her, or her doing an anniversary album of some sort, you know, or an anniversary vinyl, or some merch that's gonna drop of her like releasing, like, you know, maybe it's Good Girls Gone Bad or something like that. Is that what the album was called? Good Girl Gone Bad. Or it's her first album that came out when the sun goes down, I think it was. Guys, I'm probably saying this so wrong, but anyway, like, these albums that I'm showcasing right here are probably gonna get like a revamping. You know how, like, you know, vinyls have, like, old vinyls have been coming back out. So I see Rihanna's vinyls getting repressed or something, and her doing like an anniversary for her old music. So I see something like that coming out. I see her doing some collaborations with artists, or working on getting artists out. You know, I feel her and ASAP will work on more behind the scenes, you know, doing music. So even if she doesn't do stuff in the forefront, we're definitely going to get her doing stuff for other artists, or discovering other artists. Like, her and ASAP like doing that. Like, I wouldn't be surprised too if they like watching like people do covers to their songs, or other artists do covers, you know, or do covers to other artists' songs, guys. Yeah, guys, I don't feel like she's gonna walk away completely from the music industry. I don't see that. I do see her coming out with some stuff, or in an album again. But I'm feeling she could possibly come out with some music next year. And then I'm feeling a tour in the next like 2 years with the album, when the album comes out. So even if it's not an album next year, it could be a conjoined album, guys, or maybe she works on like another movie soundtrack. I do see her dabbling back into music again, slowly coming back into the industry, and then she will completely, like, this will be like her last album is what I feel, for a while. Yeah, guys. Okay, guys, so the last thing that I wanted to pull on is some love messages for ASAP and Rihanna. I already talked about you know, stuff coming out for Rihanna, what she'll, you know, possibly do like in the industry. I feel like she'll get it more into acting. Again, like, I do feel like Rihanna's gonna get the acting bug again, and or her and ASAP could possibly star in like a music video together. Maybe it's gonna be ASAP's, you know, ASAP is probably working on music as well, and Rihanna could be featured on his album. Or maybe like they'll do something with their kids or something on his album. That'll be like really cute. Yeah, I feel like Rihanna's gonna get into like more acting roles. I do see her expanding, you know, or keeping up with Fenty and trying to I like I said, I saw some stuff with going on with some parts of her Fenty brand. But I feel like she's gonna get that figured out, or she's been getting it figured out. But I feel like she shouldn't, you know, overwhelm herself with too much of that, because I do feel like her and ASAP are gonna start doing like other things together, or doing things together that are gonna help their brand and that are gonna help build both of their legacies. And, you know, she wants to help him do that. I don't know if ASAP is gonna come out with some type of liquor line, or like clothing brand or shoes or something. I see him getting into fashion too. He's big on fashion. I see him doing fashion and coming out with like a shoe line or a shoe brand. I mean, or like, you know what I mean, guys? Like, I see him doing stuff with fashion. So, or maybe he's gonna do like fashion week or walk the runway or something like that. He's gonna get into modeling. Hey guys, so I did not know that ASAP has already done Fashion Week. I was editing and saw that he's done Fashion Week already, so I apologize, guys, for that. Because I know some of you guys are in the comments like, he already did Fashion Week and he has a clothing line, which I just saw as I was editing this video. I see that he already has a fashion line called AWGE, I think it's called. So I was like, oh shit, he already has a fashion line or something with like another brand. I think he did something with Puma too, and like he's been doing like a lot of fashion deals and modeling for a lot of big brands like in the fashion world. So he's definitely making a name for himself, which I did keep feeling. So I'm glad that this came out in this reading, because I honestly, guys, I did not know. I don't follow ASAP like that. Rihanna, like I said, I do follow her music, but not her personal life. But I did know that she had like 2 kids with ASAP, and I knew they were together, but I didn't know anything about ASAP. I don't even listen to his music. I do listen to him when he gets featured on something, and I think he's very talented. But I didn't know that he was making a name for himself as well as Rihanna is. But ASAP's making a name for himself in the fashion industry. So they're both well respected in the fashion industry. I just want to say that right now, like, both very respected, and I think they're getting a lot of respect, and they're doing well, like, and you know, ASAP, I think him being with Rihanna, that's helping a lot too, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, guys, I just want to cut in here and say that real quick. I didn't know like he already had a fashion line, and I know he has like merch out and stuff for his new album, and then he's got new music dropping in August, as you guys saw I posted. So or you'll see it here again as I'm showing the pictures here, but like, yeah, he's got like stuff coming out. So I'm hoping that my prediction happens where Rihanna is going to be featured on his album, but we'll see. Like I said, she does want to lay low, so as far as music goes, unless she is inspired, like I said, to do a collaboration, or like she did with Black Panther. If it's something like that, maybe I see her like right now doing something, but you guys will you guys saw that I talked about that. So I just want to cut in here and say that, and I hope you guys are excited for this new music coming from ASAP. And I'm not sure, like I said, if this is a single or an album. I think it's gonna be an album, so regardless, he's coming out with new music, so we'll see if you know what I said happens. I hope so. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this reading, or you're enjoying this reading, and let's get back into it. Bye, guys. Or he's gonna do like a clothing line for kids or women's dresses or something like that. I don't know. I see him kind of getting into like his Kanye bag. I hate to say that, but like his Kanye bag. I see him doing something like that. But I feel like ASAP's really into fashion, and he's gonna find a way to like, or maybe he designs his own clothes or something. But he's gonna get into Fashion Week if he's not already. So I see him making a name for himself in the fashion industry. So ASAP, I don't know if you're into that. If anybody knows, let me know. Because like I said, guys, I don't, you know, I like Rihanna. I don't really follow ASAP too heavy. Rihanna, I like her music and stuff, but I don't really look into her personal life. And Rihanna's very private anyway, so I don't really look too much into like what's going on with them as far as like, you know, separately and together. But I just knew that they were together. But yeah, I see like ASAP getting into like his fashion bag, or like maybe he starts modeling or something. But I see him, he has a designer type of mind, and I don't know if he went to school for like fashion, or you know, to become a fashion designer, or if he went to some type of like fashion institute, like, but he's really into style. So that's one of the things like I'm picking up that Rihanna likes about him. So guys, I do feel like too that Rihanna's gonna have more perfumes that are gonna come out. Okay guys, so the messages that I pulled from ASAP for ASAP and Rihanna, I'm really like, I'm kind of surprised to see this from them, but I'm also not surprised because this was coming out in their reading already. I did get my Ace of Cups card in the reverse, and it's talking about unrequited love. So I feel like, you know, a lot of it is talking about, you know, ASAP having to like prove himself to Rihanna. I feel like even though they are working on the relationship becoming a lot more healthier, it's been an uphill battle, as I've been saying, of, you know, ASAP like doing a lot of things to like piss Rihanna off, and just like not being the type of man that she needs. And like, you know, Rihanna likes the way that ASAP is like allegedly like the way that, you know, he's like obsessed with her, like she likes it, and you know, she loves it. But at the same time, like ASAP be messing up a lot. Like he be trying to act like you know, that he can do, even though he knows and knows what he has with her. But like, you know how sometimes when you give a man like a chance, they just like be acting stupid. Like they be acting like, oh, you lucky that they gave you a chance, when in reality it was like the other way around. Well, that's, I hate to say this guys, but that's what I'm feeling. Like Rihanna's like, nigga, like you lucky I gave you a chance. Like, you know, I can get anybody I want. Like, remember, I keep saying that about her. Like he really be acting up like at times. Like he's getting a little bit better at it now, but like he really was like feeling himself when he got with her. And Rihanna's had to like really check his ass. Like, listen, remember who the fuck you're with, okay? Because he be getting a big head, he was getting a big head sometimes, and that's how Libras, you know, Libra men, they be acting like that sometimes. You know, they get cocky. My bad guys, I keep using the N-word because like I feel like Rihanna says like the N-word a lot, but like, so I'm trying not to say it too much, but I feel like, my bad, like I'll probably end up bleeping some of this stuff out, but like so if it bugs you guys, I'm sorry. But it's so funny, like Rihanna, she says it a lot, so I'm like, damn girl, like, but she really be talking to him like, you better act right, you know what I mean? Like that's like, anyway, so this has kind of made Rihanna not want to mess with ASAP at times, because he be getting like a big head, or he was getting a big head, like, yeah, that's right, like I pulled the baddest bitch, like I pulled her, like, you know, what y'all gonna do about it? Like, you know, he was feeling himself. And so there have been times she's like, okay, well, do you love me, or do you love the way, like, do you love that you pulled me? Like, do I just like look good on your arm, or do you actually like love me? You know what I mean? Or is it more of like an infatuation? And so it's kind of made Rihanna take allegedly it's made her take a step back and just be like, I don't know about you at times, you know what I mean? Causing this like them to question their relationship. And ASAP has, you know, Rihanna's not used to, I feel like, being loved correctly. So I do feel like this in the past was a hard thing for her, like the way ASAP would love on her. I feel like, you know, Rihanna's just been used to feeling like, okay, I'm gonna do my own thing, I'm gonna beat y'all to the punch before, you know, I'm gonna be my own independent person, I'm not gonna let anybody take anything from me again. You know, she, you know, guys, we have to remember too that there was, you know, her dealing with Chris Brown, and that shit follows you, you know what I mean? Like when you're abused like that, it follows you. And so it's been hard for Rihanna to let ASAP in, even though he has messed up in the past, but Rihanna has pushed him away at times because she's felt like, well, I don't know if I deserve this type of affection. I don't know if I deserve this type of love. And so it's kind of made ASAP, not saying it's completely Rihanna's fault, but like it's made ASAP move like stupid with her or funny with her because he wasn't sure of his place being with her, because Rihanna is used to, you know, she's used to doing her own thing. She's used to having to build up her own confidence. She's used to having to be there for other people. And, you know, it was hard for her to allow someone else into her routine, into her schedule. And so this has still been a learning curve for them, guys, I feel. But I do feel like they're working on it. But they are questioning their union, which is true love is in the reverse. Like they've just questioned their union at times if they really do love each other, and if, you know, they can, you know, actually make this work. You know, there's been like a lot of doubts, you know, and tests that have come their way, as we would expect in a relationship, you know, guys. Yeah, guys, look, see, the free yourself and passion card are in the reverse. Like, spirits, their love guides are advising them to really figure out, they're having a hard time, or there's been, you know, a lot of hard times in the relationship where the passion, like I said, guys, like because they were friends, I feel like this is what this is talking about, because they were friends for so long, like, or they've established like a friendship, and Rihanna tends to have that like homie type of vibe. It causes the passion in their relationship to die, and they start like talking to each other like I don't know, like I just keep hearing Rihanna just be like the N word, like just saying to him like, nigga, like, okay, like, you know, she be acting like a homie, like and that's totally normal. Like, it's fine that Rihanna acts like that. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, guys, but it's just funny because it's like, okay, well, where does that leave ASAP? He's feeling like he's like your friend now. Like, she be friend zoning dudes real quick. Like, Rihanna be friend zoning dudes. It's funny. And they get hurt. Like, oftentimes they get hurt. And like, there's been a lot of moments where Rihanna's had to like, you know, cut him off and be like, listen, it's either you're on board or you're not. Because Libras can be very indecisive too when they're in a relationship, even if they are totally invested and involved in their relationship, they can tend to like overthink it and get scared and think that the grass is greener on the other side and not fully commit. And they're very hot and cold. And then you put them with the Pisces, where Pisces can be very hot and cold in a relationship. So like, they've had a lot of back and forth, I'm seeing too. But the passion I'm seeing, guys, is in the reverse, indicating that they have a hard time like switching out of like friend mode. That's what this is telling me. Like, they've, especially like with the kids now, like they're having a hard time making time for their relationship, and Rihanna gets into business boss mode, and she has like tunnel vision, and she forgets to like, you know, she's trying to get better at this, but she's trying not to be in boss mode all the time, especially when you have Pisces and you have you know, Aries and Sag. Like, you're always on the go, you're always on to the next task, you're always like, okay, on to the next goal, and like setting those goals for yourself, and like you don't really make time all the time, or you forget to make time for your family or even for yourself at times. So Rihanna's been having to learn to balance that, I feel. And ASAP, she feels like ASAP ain't doing enough sometimes. She's like, you need to do more. I need you to have this going for, like, Rihanna's like, you need to do more. Like, Rihanna is very ambitious. She's very ambitious. Yeah, it's talking about, guys, that they have to like work on past, like, they have to work on these past issues that they've been having. Like, there's been past issues coming up in their relationship. I'm getting attraction in the reverse and healing family issues. I'm wondering if ASAP has had a really rocky childhood, and Rihanna's had to really like, I feel like they don't relate on their childhood levels. Like, I feel like Rihanna didn't have a bad upbringing. I feel like a lot of her upbringing was very, not saying she didn't go through stuff, guys, but when I feel her upbringing, it was very childlike and warm and expressive. And yes, there were problems within her parents, like her parents' dynamic. I feel like there were problems with that, and that in itself is her own personal trauma, like within how she gets loved and the love she, you know, has a hard time receiving, because it is talking about, as I said, Rihanna doesn't feel like she does, like at times she worries about, do I deserve to be loved like this? Do I, like, what did I do to deserve this person? Like, she's human, even though she knows she a bad bitch. Like, she gets in her moods, she has her doubts. Why is ASAP with her? And sometimes, you know, ASAP has to reassure her and do a better job at like reassuring her of those things. But I don't know, there's something ASAP went through in his childhood that really damaged his ability to be like a more emotionally available type of person, like as far as like his, like feeling confident in his ability to be Rihanna, like being the father to, you know, their kids. I'm feeling like there's some battle with him being like, he is present, don't get me wrong guys, he's very present with their kids, but like there's something with his confidence in feeling like he's gonna be a good dad, or that he's a good dad or whatever. Like that's been coming in between them a little bit too. And I feel like it's from what I'm getting, guys, allegedly, okay, this is what I'm feeling. But I feel like it's been like certain things as far as, you know, ASAP's confidence have been causing Rihanna to like, you know, I obviously am with you for like a reason. You know what I mean? I think he gets down on himself a lot too, like with feeling like, why are you with me too? You know, like they're working on it, which is really good. They're working on that, but it's made like the passion between them kind of like die. And I feel like there's a power dynamic too, like you know, as far as the money that Rihanna makes, I feel like, you know, ASAP has a hard time, not that he's jealous of her or anything, he's very supportive, but he gets hard on himself. Well, I'm not doing enough, I'm not doing enough. That's what I keep feeling from him. And at times it makes the passion in their relationship die too. And that's when they kind of have to switch into that like best friend mode and just be like, okay, like how are some ways where we can like come down to that level and communicate our insecurities. And they've been having to really work on this. And their relationship, I feel like the excitement, the spark in the relationship kind of, it dies sometimes because they're so focused on every little detail of their relationship. You know what I mean, guys? But guys, so like as far as like to close this reading out, like as far as what I'm feeling for predictions, like I said, is that I feel like Rihanna wants to get more into acting again. I feel like she wants to do more, of course, branch out of her, you know, with more of her Fenty stuff. I see her releasing like a perfume, and I do see her coming out with more music, or coming out with music. I keep feeling like a collaborative project that she may do with ASAP, or she may be on his album, or vice versa. Look out for that. But yeah, I do see more music coming out for her, guys. Just be patient with her. I think that Rihanna just wants to as we can see, sit back in the industry, be a mother to her kids, be, you know, allegedly a wife, and she wants to work on more stuff with her and ASAP, getting their bond stronger so that she can be more herself and openly herself. And she doesn't feel like she could fully do that with the industry and knowing her place. And I feel like too, you know, she is protecting her relationship in a lot of ways too. I feel like too, she's going to have to decide, you know, when she wants to drop this album, what more she wants to do with her music, because you know, that's going to be a struggle for her too, is feeling more confident to release, like, and how authentic and raw to be, because this is a new time, guys. Like, artists are having to be more upfront and open to be relatable. And, you know, her being under the radar isn't going to sit well with people in the long run, and she knows that. But, you know, she knows people are annoyed with her too, but she's like, I don't care, like, I'm living my best life. But she's like, I'll come out with music when I feel like it, when I feel inspired to do it, when I know it's authentically me and I'm not feeling pressured to move with the times or talk about things I don't feel like talking about, you know, whether that be with her and ASAP, or, you know, even her being a mom. Like, that's very sacred to her. And I feel like people even have been wanting her to be more open about that. And she's like, I don't want to be open, like, I'll talk about it a little bit, maybe, you know. And I do feel like in the future we'll see her do more interviews and stuff, but right now she just wants to lay low, and I don't blame her for that, honestly, guys. But yes, I do see a body of work of some sort that Rihanna will release. I also feel like she's gonna do stuff with kids, like maybe a children's book, or like you know, she's gonna get on board to do like that, child music or something like that, like tunes for kids or something like that, you know, lullabies for kids. She's gonna dabble in a lot of different things, and she's just tired of being pigeonholed as an artist, and she doesn't want to keep having to be like pressured to do music. You know, she wants to make music what she wants to, like I said, guys, you know. But as far as if her and ASAP are gonna stay together, I do see a potential breakup for them, or a divorce. I do see that coming, because I did see like a lot of problems in their relationship. This could happen after Rihanna gives birth to like her next kid, or her two other kids. But I feel like they will continue to like co-parent, and ASAP will just be very present. And I do feel like they will end up getting back together, because I don't see them being able to fully like separate from each other, because of that friendship, and because they're not a publicity stunt. They're not a couple that the industry like threw together, you know what I mean, guys? Like, they genuinely love each other, they genuinely care. Yes, their passion, and there are some parts of their relationship that have died, but I am seeing that they do have that mutual respect for each other that allows them to still have that love and respect for each other, and to co-parent, and to stay, you know, in the same area vicinity with each other, and get along and do business together, you know what I mean? But yes, guys, I hope you enjoyed this updated reading on Rihanna. It was a pleasure reading on her, as always. I always say I love her energy. I love reading on her. I don't read on her a lot, but when I do read on her energy, I always remember loving her energy, you know what I mean, guys? She has a good spirit about her, and her confidence is unmatched. Like, I love it. So if you guys would like to book a personal reading with me, please DM me at SadeStarot92. And if you would like to subscribe because you like what you see and you would like to see more, please subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification bell for when your bitch pull up. Ding ding. All right, guys, I hope you guys have a beautiful day, beautiful night, whenever you guys are watching this, wherever you guys are watching this. All of your love and support is genuinely appreciated. And if there's anybody you guys would like me to read on, please drop it in the comment section below. If you want to comment on anything of what I've said, please keep the comments sweet and nice and supportive. And let's educate each other and be friends in the comments, you know what I mean, guys? Anyway, guys, I hope you guys have a beautiful day, beautiful night, whenever you're watching this, wherever you guys are watching this. Love and light, y'all. Namaste. Bye.